Hello and welcome to Froggity Frog Crochet and this stitch guide on how to crochet the limpet stitch. So the limpet stitch is a 3D embossed stitch that creates the signature limpets on the front of your fabric. There is no multiples for the foundation chain. Instead, it all depends on how far apart you want to space your limpets.
Okay, so I've gone ahead and marked the first chain for my hook because I want the turning chain to count as my first stitch of the row. So then in the fourth chain from my hook, I'm going to make a double crochet. Okay, so row 1 is just all double crochet in every stitch across because we need a bit of a foundation row to build our limpets on. I say build, they do look like a bit of a construction project and they do take some making. They're not difficult, there's just a lot of stitches involved. So row 1, you're just going to double crochet in every stitch across. Oops. So every row of the limpet stitch is a double crochet row, and our limpets are made with extended double crochets, which I will show you how to make in a minute. But it's all double crochet essentially. Okay, so last stitch of row 1. There we go, all double crochet. So now we're going to turn. Chain 1 and make a double crochet turning chain in the first stitch. Grab my stitch marker. Okay, so now I'm going to make a double crochet in each of the next 4 stitches. And this is just to make some room for the limpet stitches because they do spread. Okay, I don't want them hanging over the edge. And 4. Okay, so including that first turning chain, we've now got 5 double crochet. So next stitch we're going to make a limpet. So to make the limpet we need extending double crochets. So our limpet is all made in one stitch. We're making a lot of stitches into that one stitch. Okay, so into this next stitch we're going to start with an extended double crochet. Yarn over, push your hook into the stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop. Yarn over, pull through one loop only. That loop is your extension. And then you finish the stitch as a regular double crochet. So it sits a little bit higher because we've got that extended loop on the bottom. And still working in that same stitch, we make another extending double crochet. So yarn over, pull through one loop, and then finish as a regular double crochet. Okay, so that's the first 2 stitches. Chain 1. Yarn over, back into the same stitch, make another extended double crochet. Chain 1. So keeping track of these stitches is important. So we've got 3 extended double crochets so far. So we made the first 2, chained 1, made 1, chain 1, make another extended double crochet. So yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through one loop only, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, chain 1, another extended double crochet, still working in that same stitch. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, chain 1, one more extended double crochet, still working in that same stitch, chain 1. So we've got the first 2, so 2 extended double crochets, chain 1, and then we've got 4 extended double crochets each with a chain 1 in between. So I've made number 6 with a chain 1, and now we're going to make 2 more extended double crochets to finish our limpet with no chain 1 in between. Okay. So we start and end our limpet with 2 extended double crochets, then all the others have a chain 1 in between. So you got something that looks like this. So it's just a nice big shell. Take your hook out of the working loop. Go back to the first extended double crochet, push your hook through the top loops, hook back into the working yarn, and now you're going to slip stitch through the front of your limpet. Okay, and what you want is for it to come down like this. So you might need to fold the edges down, but that is how your limpet is formed. So all those chain 1s give it the space it needs to spread out. And that is a limpet stitch. So then we need to double crochet in the next stitch. Okay, so this is going to be underneath your limpet. We did all of our limpet stitches in this one. So in the next stitch over, make a double crochet. The loops can be a bit squished up because of all those loops are squishing everything together. But there is loops under there to get into. Okay, so I'll double crochet in the next stitch, and then I'm going to make a double crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. Just taking a look at the limpet in a second. Just put these double crochets in. Okay, there's our limpet. I might need to fold those edges down, but it does stay down once it's not been worked. And it just sits over the edge, so it does spread out on either side. That's a limpet stitch. So all the other stitches I'm putting in between this are my preference. You can add as many or as few stitches as you like on either side of your limpet and in the rows above and below. The limpet stitch is all about how you make this here. So you can have a play about with how these are positioned. Okay, so let's make another limpet stitch. Okay. Into this stitch we make all those extended double crochets. You have 8 in total in your limpet. So we start with 2 extended double crochets, so just pulling through that first loop only, and then finish as a regular double crochet. So no chain in between the first 2. Once you finish the first 2, chain 1, extended double crochet back into the same stitch. Okay, so after you've made your first 2, then you're going to make 4 more extended double crochets with a chain 1 in between them all. Okay, and having these chain 1s just allows your limpet to spread out, okay, into that nice shape. Two, 3. So sometimes you have to go back and check. So 1, 2 to begin with, 1, 2, 3. I need 1 more with a chain 1 in between. And then we will make our last 2 of the row. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, chain 1. So now I need my last 2 extended double crochets, and there's no chain 1 in between these 2. Okay, so you've got that nice big shell like that. I'm going to pull up a loop and pull my hook out. I'm going to go back to my first extended double crochet here. Okay, so it's the first one in that stitch. I'm going to push through the loops on the top, bring it round, put the working loop back on my hook, and just slip stitch through and pull that tight. So it'll stick up like that, and then you just fold it down. You need to fold those edges back, and now it sits downwards. And that's how you make the limpet stitch. So once you've done that, you're going to have to move it to the side for a minute to make a double crochet in the next stitch. This is the next double crochet, and you can see those loops are not as easily visible. They're just all scrunched up from that limpet stitch. So I'm just going to push through those and make a double crochet. So the limpet does spread, so I'd say you definitely need some stitches in between each limpet. Just you can see how close these two are touching, and there's 4 double crochet in between them. Okay, so to get separation you do need stitches in between, but how many is entirely up to you. And then I'm just going to double crochet. Okay, so as you can see they also spread downwards, so they cover the row below. So it's kind of advisable to have a row double crochet in between your limpet stitches as well. But that's how you form the limpets, and how you position them and use them is entirely up to you.
And there is your stitch guide on how to crochet the limpet stitch. I would love to see what you make with this unusual stitch. Please do come and show us over in our Facebook group, Froggity Frogs Ribbit and Stitch. The link is beneath the video. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel as well for more crochet stitches, crochet patterns and hints and tips as well. So thank you for watching, and I shall see you next time for the next video. Bye for now.